Dear Diary, you have given me so much joy throughout the years of being in my possession. I have shared all of my memories with you, the good and the bad. I have revealed all of my secrets to you, even the deepest and the darkest of them all. You know all of my feelings, my thoughts, my fantasies. I thank God every single day for you coming into my life. Before your existence, I was a very lost young man. I could never find any rest due to the voices in my head telling me to go act out horrific and heinous acts on women. In fact, the very night I found you, I was out for a midnight walk. I was debating with myself about breaking into a certain young girl's home. I actually saw her in the grocery store earlier that day. Oh, she was so beautiful, and her smile kept playing over and over in my head. Then, just when I was about to finally give in to the idea, something down by the pond caught my eye. Oh, it was the letters written across your front. The moonlight caught them in such a way that they began to twinkle. It was rather beautiful. As I walked closer, I was able to read the still glistening letters. Diary, I read out loud. There you were, a little dirty, but you looked almost brand new, lying out there like some sort of trash. I quickly grabbed you up and decided to put off bothering that poor young girl I was planning on doing those awful things to. It was all because of you. You, more than likely, saved that precious woman's life, along with countless others. When I got you home, I wiped you clean and opened you up. I started using you that very night. To my utter astonishment, you were an open book, a clean slate for me to do whatever I pleased with. You became an outlet of sorts, for me to finally be able to release the demons I was always struggling against. My dearest, sweetest diary, if I had not found you, I fear I might have become some sort of monster. Oh, it breaks my heart now, knowing that our time together has come to an end. You have gotten older along with me, but, well, you're literally starting to fall apart. I know it's mostly my fault, and mine alone. I've been so much too rough with you throughout these years. I have rebound you too many times to count, and, well, now I know it's time for me to move on. If I could, I would just keep you here with me, lying next to my bookshelf. But I can't. I need to get rid of you so that I can cleanse my soul of all of my past indiscretions. Oh, but you've been such a wonderful tool to me. This is one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. Oh, please, diary, don't worry about me. I'm a much better man now than I would have been. I'm not gonna go on a murderous rampage or anything like that. I don't want you to feel jealous, but I have already found a replacement for you. I plan to use this next tool differently, though. I let you in on way too much. I should not have poured out my entire soul to you. Honestly, you know things that should never fall upon anyone's ears. I can't be too cautious in this day and age. If someone ever found out the things I have told you, they would think of me as some kind of psychopath. They would never understand that I have actually found a way to control my inner demons with the help of such a simple possession such as yourself. Just one little hair left at the crime scene might send a person straight to death row. But because of you, I've never had to put myself in that sort of situation. I often imagine how you came to be down by that pond. Sometimes I imagine that you were somehow put out there for me to find. I know, it's silly, but I like to fantasize that you somehow grew legs and made your way there all by yourself. It was probably nothing more than a big coincidence, but I don't like to imagine it as such. I've just given so much thought on how to get rid of you. I thought about burying you down by the big oak in the back of the cottage, but I'm afraid that's just not good enough. In my wildest dreams, I've always imagined putting you right back where I found you, right there by the pond, for someone else to find and use, but I'm sure nobody would want you anymore. I filled you to the brim, and now you truly are nothing more than a used-up piece of trash. Still, I can't just throw you away, though. I'm gonna have to burn you. My fireplace will do the trick. As I watch you burn, all the awful pages of my memories, the thoughts and the feelings will burn with you. It will feel so nice to let go of such a burden and just start anew. Now that you're starting to tatter and fray at the ends, I'm sure that even you feel relieved for me to have finally let go. You will finally be free of me, my beloved diary. Although I must say it was very hard for me to come to grips with this, I'm actually not going to burn all of you. I've decided to keep a trophy of sorts. After I'm done reading this last letter to you, I'm going to unbind you from your chains for the very last time. After removing that heavy collar and the handcuffs about your wrists, I will place your name tag in a glass frame. Diary is the most unique and beautiful name I have ever heard. When I first read it in the night I found you, I was so confused. I'd never heard Diary as a name before. It will look absolutely stunning on the shelf right above the fireplace. Oh, please don't be afraid, my sweet girl. It is time for you to go. The fire will kill you very quickly. Oh, I know I promised you I would keep you with me forever, but there really is not enough room for you and the new girl. Plus, she's different than you, and I don't want to scare her. She still has her legs, and is as pure as you were that fateful night that I found you. She is virgin, just like you once were. A brand new open book for me to do with whatever I please. Oh, you have just lived such a wonderful life here with me. You saved numerous girls' lives. I'm a changed man because of you. Please, go into the afterlife knowing all the good you have done for this world. But like I said previously, I plan on using her differently than you. I'll go much easier on her. Oh, if I could go back in time and change things, I would. I never would have removed your eyes if I truly did not have that silly notion that I would someday put you back by the pond and set you free. Oh, just please believe me when I say that I never planned on killing you. I was so naive back then. Your eyes are such a pretty shade of blue. Oh, I actually kept them in a jar right on the cabinet, but I'm gonna burn them too. Sadly, they have lost most of their vivid coloring by now. Still yet, that was not my worst mistake. I wish with all my heart that I would have asked you one simple question before I cut your tongue out and severed your vocal cords. I simply would have just asked you, how did you end up at the pond? Whomever it was that put you there managed to cut off your legs with just, such exquisite precision. If he was not some kind of unearthly being, then he must have been some sort of doctor. Oh, every day I wish that I could go and thank the kind soul that left you there for me. Although I must say, if he did that for his own personal gratification, I might feel very different. No man in their right mind would have went through all the hard work of capturing you, and then what? Using you for such a petty and boring reason? Why waste such a perfect virgin on something as silly as simply cutting off their legs? I shall never understand the motives of such a creature, but I guess a normal person can't be expected to understand the minds of such beasts and monsters. Things like that are just better left off to the psychologists and psychiatrists to ponder. I'm gonna break my rant now, finally, and leave you with these few short words. My dearest diary, I am so very sorry that I must leave you to the ashes, and I will always remember you.